Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode and season of our NASCAR 25 career mode. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we take on the Daytona 500 in our brand new target colors, and as well coming into this weekend I am delighted to announce we have at Junior Motorsports signed on another sponsor as well to be on the car for this season. Domino's. That's right, Domino's Pizza will be a part of the Junior Motorsports team here in this 2026 season as we are set to hit the track here in this JRM number 15 Target Chevrolet Camaro. We as well got some Boost Energy branding on the side of the car, and I was excited to take on this race. I really do feel like we're going to be able to put in a very competitive effort. We nearly won this race as a rookie last season. I don't see why we can't do it again this season. Now, I have made some changes coming into this episode, so in a way to make Super Speedway racing more difficult, I have turned Super Speedway draft effect all the way down to 0. It's at 0. And as well, I only have level 1 car parts in our car. And at Atlanta, I'm gonna run level 2 parts because I believe we might have still the level 1 like glitch at Atlanta, and I don't want to risk it. So there will be level 2 parts there. But yeah, I can tell you right now that turning the Super Speedway, the draft down to 0, it makes a big difference from what I found. It just keeps everybody clumped together instead of like the weird, like kind of hitting the brakes and separation, and you can't get these huge runs anymore and just pass everybody. So yeah, it's going to be a lot better now as Austin Dillon, he actually topped the board in practice on Wednesday, and then going into Wednesday night, it was time to qualify for the Daytona 500 as we were in this first and opening round. Now, of course, we'd love to make it to the round, the second round. That would mean we would be going for the pole, but nonetheless, our sponsor goal here with Target on the car this weekend is a top 25. And as we came off of turn 4, heading down this front straightaway, don't really expect to be in the top 10, and as we come through to the line, it's going to be 22nd with a 48.981. So we get a top 25, but of course now that doesn't matter unless you're first or second. And at the end of the day, Joey Logano and Chase Elliott, your defending champion, your front row here for this Daytona 500. Everybody else is going to have to go to Thursday night and race it out here to determine their position to start the Daytona 500 now. So all the way at the bottom there, you got Yaley and Myers. Does not matter. And of course, they could improve their position as we come through to Thursday evening, ready to roll here for the duel. And as well, important to note, our former team Tricon, who shut down their full-time program over the off-season, now just running part-time, well, they are not taking part in this season's Daytona 500 as well, so they will be absent as we are underway for the duel. The second duel this is here, 15 laps of racing in duel number 2. There will be a pit stop necessary in the tail end of this race, so that will definitely play a role in how things, you know, kind of shake out as we head into the closing laps now. But a bit of a slow start now, starting on level 1 parts. That is going to be a bit of a, you know, kind of, you know, something we compromise basically to make the overall product better. Is we are going to struggle on the starts and restarts throughout this race, but the racing overall is going to be more challenging and, just like I said, downright better as we go into this Daytona 500. As for us, though, here in the duel, wanting to just get familiar with this Junior Motorsports Chevrolet, we have very close ties and a full-blown alliance with Hendrick Motorsports, and that is going to really benefit this team throughout this season. And you know, once we get to COTA, I think we're going to be able to make a big difference on the racetrack now. I mean, we're going to have, you know, a car capable of doing things that we weren't able to do with Tricon last season for a lot of that season, and I think we can go to COTA and put in a strong performance. Keep in mind as well, we have a brand new format here this season, the Chase format. Where at the end of 26 races, we will then cut things down to 16. The top 16 in points will then race for a championship. You have 10 races. Whoever has the most points at the end wins it all. I mean, absolutely awesome format, and I am glad it is gone. The playoffs that are gone, and I will be manually doing the points as the season goes on, especially when we get to the chase, of course, so you guys won't have to worry about, you know, what's going on. I will be making sure to make these custom graphics to keep you guys in line with everything that is happening here. As for us, though, in this duel, we've been actually learning quite a bit about this car and getting comfortable with some of these guys around us, trying to find, our brand new Chevrolet teammates as well. We have been at Toyota for years now. I mean, the Toyota program, the development program, signed us on before we had even made it to NASCAR. We were in Cars Tour in a Toyota. We, of course, came from all the way back in the day in the, of course, Canadian series, and as well on top of that, I mean, from go-karts, and eventually we got to Toyota, and they took us all the way through to ARCA and trucks and Xfinity, now called the O'Reilly series in this 2026 season, which we aren't doing any trucks or O'Reilly this weekend. I passed on the super speedways, but we will be doing 10 O'Reilly races and 5 truck races this season, so a huge step up from what we did in our rookie season in Cup. And as well, now that we have settled in to the Cup Series now into our second season, we're going to be dabbling a little bit more and doing some dirt races again as well, especially the Knoxville Nationals coming up this year. That'll be one of the staple dirt races that we'll be taking part of. The NASCAR International Exhibition Series. There's 5 events this season, and they'll be starting pretty soon, and we'll be doing those. And on top of that as well, SRX with the Revival. They planned for 3 races. They only ended up doing 1 race last season, but they are going to be doing more this season, and we will be taking part in those as well. How about this, though? Going to the front halfway through this duel, now with Ryan Blaney tucked up behind us in that Penske number 12, and Chase Elliott there to the inside, your defending champion now. And Chase Elliott was winless last season all the way until the Final 4 race, when he would go to victory lane and become champion for the second time in his NASCAR Cup Series career. 2020 champion, and now 2025. We got pit stops. There goes Bell, Keselowski, as well as Austin Cindric, and we're going to follow here probably at the end of this lap 10. We'll probably come in, make our own pit stop, and our crew chief recommended just a simple 1 can splash and go to get us to the end of this race. And we're going to come in right now with the likes of Blaney, the 17 of Buescher. We got a lot of Fords coming in, and then Shane Van Gisbergen is the only other Chevy. So we're going to come in, but guess what? Well, watch this. On the exit, well, we're just waiting for no reason. For no reason. That was like 3 extra seconds of waiting, and we get absolutely left here with no draft, and our duel basically is effectively ruined, because as well, we're going to come out behind, way behind the likes of the 50 there, the 20, the 2, there's another car coming up here behind us, that's the 6 of Brad Keselowski. We're going to be nowhere near these guys, so I think, well, hold on, around goes the 2 of Cindric, and that's going to bring up the caution. Okay. There's a little bit of hope now, because a lot of drivers, the front half of the field still has to pit. So it's going to be, I think, 2 laps to go, and now we're at least going to be in the middle of the pack, because we don't have to pit. We'll be now up to P9. So this gives me a little bit of hope here as we get ready to go back green now, and it's going to be either 2 or 3 laps to go in the duel. Thank you, Austin Cindric, for saving my duel as we come through to the line. It is, in fact, 2 laps remaining here, and we are in 9th position. I mean, we're in position where we could make a difference here. We could maybe find a way to the front, but this first lap really is just going to be about getting up to speed. We're going to lose time right here, all the way down to about halfway down the back straightaway, and then we'll get back even, and then coming to the white flag, we'll be having to just start making some moves here and try to get ourselves as close to the front as possible as we head down this back straightaway, though. There goes Bowman and Riley Herbst as well. Here comes the 60 of Ryan Preece to my outside with help from the 78 of BJ McLeod. Look at the runs coming from those two. They get down to the bottom in front of us. We drop outside of the top 10. We're going to stay in behind the 78 for now. Now the middle's open. We're going to jump up to the middle here. Chase Elliott jumps up. We get the draft from him. Here we go. Coming to the final lap. SVG's 4 wide on the top. I'm going to go jump up there with them. Coming to the line. 1 lap to go here from Daytona in the duel as we head down this front straightaway. Behind us around goes the 78. BJ McLeod spinning on the apron, and caution is out, and the race is over. We end up 8th. I believe it is Ryan Blaney, in fact, that wins the duel over Buescher, Bell, SVG, and Burt Myers. How about Burt Myers in the top 5? As, well, there you see at the bottom of the grid, Eric Jones. And now it's time to go to Sunday, where it's time for the Daytona 500. Not the best finish in the duel, but enough to get us in a decent position here to start this Daytona 500 now in the second Daytona 500 of our NASCAR Cup Series career, and I am excited for this one. Of course, a new chapter that begins right here with Junior Motorsports. The flyover goes over top of us now, and Now the focus pans on this number 15 Target Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports now, as we look to make Dale Jr. proud here now. And of course, we will have teammates throughout the season with Justin Allgaier making some occasional starts. But here we go. Green flag is out. We're racing here from the Daytona 500 in Season 2 from all the way down, unfortunately, in 34th. I can't be the only one that feels like that seems odd, right? 34th? When we beat 12 drivers in our duel, we finished in the top half of our duel. So shouldn't we have been like, we should have been around 20th. So I'm very confused as to why I'm in 34th. But, okay, we'll keep on racing nonetheless as we head down this back straight. I mean, Eric Jones is in front of me. He finished last in the duel. So I'm a little bit confused, to say the least, because there's no reason I should be back here, but it's not going to change anything. It's a super speedway. Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, still your front row. At least that remained the same as we head down through 3 and off of turn 4. Ty Dillon to my left side here as we head down the front straightaway now, and Eric Jones to the right as we continue through this trial. Well, Joey Logano on pole, leads lap 1. He won the Daytona 500 last season as we were trying to chase him down and pass him coming to the start-finish line. Just didn't quite materialize the way we had hoped it would, but Joey Logano is going to be a very genuine threat that we have to watch out for throughout this race here today now, as we're going to pull alongside the number 71 Spire Chevrolet of Michael McDowell now as we head down into turn number 3, and overall a very strong first couple of laps now, and behind us we've already got a crash. That's the 38 of Zane Smith going around. I think he actually had help on that one. I believe he had help from behind with Austin Dillon, and that's going to bring out the yellow for the first time already, and now we'll get ready to go green for a restart. Nobody's going to come into the pits. This yellow is going to put us pretty close in the fuel window here once we go back green. So here we go then for our first restart of the day now, and green flag is out from P27. Joey Logano still leads the field back to green. It's going to be 9 or 10 laps to go here in stage number 1. I think we have 9 laps of fuel when we had that caution come out, so we're going to need to save a little bit, but it being where we are in the pack, we should be able to save the fuel that we need to get to the end of the first and opening stage. So I'm not really concerned at all about that now, as we again have this slow restart here down this back straightaway. That's going to allow Suarez and Nemechek to kind of get away right there, and Ty Dillon's going to pull alongside my right side here as we head down towards turn number 3, and Logano still in control early on here from the Daytona 500 in 2026. And now the beautiful thing about this race is winning the race will not guarantee you into the postseason. We don't have that anymore with the playoffs being gone and just back to the chase format, so it will allow not only you guys but myself for sure to feel a lot better about an underdog winner, because in the playoff format I was not a big fan of underdog winners because it wasted a playoff position, but now we can go back to fully embracing it and saying, hey, that's awesome. Now as we got more problems down this front straightaway, SVG slipping and sliding, and NASCAR, out of precaution, I guess, throws the yellow, and I guess I don't blame them. It looked like he was about to cause a big crash, and we were only in 25th, and 2 cautions in the very early laps of this Daytona 500. So as we get ready to go back racing here, we are going to be 25th as we head down this front straightaway. So it's going to be well less than 10 to go now. 5 laps to go here in stage 1. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull off stage points, honestly. We haven't really made a whole lot of ground, and we haven't had enough time to make up a lot of ground as well. And what you've noticed here, and even though we haven't had a large amount of green flag racing, you've been able to notice that we're not seeing, like, outside of the restart because of myself being slow, we're not seeing like that big separation and those weird checkups and whatnot from the pack, because the racing, by turning the slipstream down to 0, it genuinely makes a big difference. And as we now go to the outside of the 17 of Chris Buescher here, we're going to pull up behind the guy that just brought out the yellow of the 88 of Shane Van Gisbergen. Now as we'll kind of follow him now. We got 4 laps to go, but look at this, 3x3 racing, and the middle lane is wide open. I'm going to take it, the inside lane wide open. why not take it? We're going to come up behind the 45. We're going to be 4 wide. We're going to send it. I'm going to follow the 7, take the lane that's open, and we would kind of just hang out right here on this inside now, but straight to the final lap of stage number 1. And unfortunately, going to the inside kind of plateaued. We didn't really go anywhere. We were just hovering around 21st, 22nd as we head down into turn 3 and 4 for the final time here in stage number 1. Joey Logano leads the second lane. I believe that's Blaney that leads the third lane. Hard to tell. And who leads the inside? I can't tell at all. But as we head down the front straightaway, we're going to find out, because coming to the line, who's it going to be for stage number 1 as we come home for P22? It's going to be, it's Ryan Preece, opening up the season with 10 points, and he picks up your stage 1 win. And no playoff points anymore for that stage win, but still 10 crucial points as we get ready to go for this second stage. And everybody's going to head down into the pit lane here and get some tires and get some fuel as well as we get ready to go for stage number 2. It's been a very interesting start to this race, and as we get ready for the second stage now, we're probably going to have a similar amount of time, 15, maybe 16 laps, as we'll go Next Level Racing on board here. And once again, shout out to those guys over at Next Level Racing, awesome group of people that hooked me up with the GT Racer 2.0, and you can use my code down below in the description with the link there to get 5% off on their products now. And unfortunately though, that will not get you a 5% boost on restarts here in NASCAR 25, as this is probably the worst restart we have had so far, and we get absolutely dominated right there as we head down this back straightaway, but we should be okay now as we've got help from behind from the 34 of Todd Gilliland, who's going to push us into turn number 3, and then that would allow me to go right up to the back of the 7 and the 88 and immediately dive to the inside of them, wanting to make up as much time as you can on restarts, because that's where the field is the most, unorganized. And we're going to go, I think we're 4 wide here into turn number 1 very briefly, but you're just making these aggressive moves to try and gain that track position that you're lacking, of course, now. And it works very well right there, because it gets us inside the top 20 here on just the second lap of this second stage. So now we've gotten ourselves in a pretty good position as we continue here to lap 4 of 16 in stage number 2. Byron here in the middle helping his number 5 teammate of Kyle Larson, and Larson had such a disappointing end to the 2025 season, eliminated in the round of 12 after, of course, the just the crash in the Charlotte Roval took him out of the playoffs, and really could have been very much the 2-time champion instead of Chase Elliott. So very unfortunate ending that he looks to turn around, of course, and it's all going to be about consistency this season. And I would expect the likes of William Byron, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott's going to be a threat again, maybe Christopher Bell as well, Chase Briscoe. Those are kind of the 6 drivers I'm looking at. Oh, actually, let me include 7. Ryan Blaney. Those are the drivers I'm really looking at being our biggest threats for a championship. And I say our biggest threats for a championship because I think we're going to be competing for a championship. It might take me, maybe 5 to 10 races to kind of get my bearings straight here with JRM, but I think once we do that, we're going to be, we're going to be a very, very big threat. And we got some great opportunities early on in this season here to, of course, feel things out here, some super speedways or road courses, as well as we are about to come into the pits here with only 5 laps to go in stage number 2. Kyle Larson's currently leading there. You see the recommendation from the crew chief. I am not doing that, however, because I'm afraid of losing the draft again, and then I know for a fact some drivers are going to stretch this to the end, and I don't want to lose a lap. So I'm actually going to make the call to do only a splash of fuel, and we're only going to take, we're going to take no tires at all, and we'll come in, take 1 can of fuel, basically trying to guarantee myself a lead lap finish here in stage 2. So as we head down lap 13 at this point, out of turn 4, now at the P9, we're all going to come in, well, not all of us, but Chastain's coming in, I'm coming in with the 19 of Briscoe, your stage 1 winner of Preece, and many others behind, and they're going to take 4 tires and fuel. I'm not, so we're going to come out way, way in front of these guys, and like I said, this is really to guarantee him on the lead lap, because there's going to be a bunch of cars that don't pit. They will stretch it to the end of the stage, and I'm afraid of going a lap down, so I wanted to solidify myself on the lead lap, which means, though, when we get a caution, we're probably going to have to go to the back, but I think it's worth it. And as we came to the final lap of the stage, we had passed everybody else that pitted, so that means 16 drivers have stayed on the racetrack, and we pass, of course, the other cars that have come into the pits now, so it's going to be P17, and it looks like John Hunter Nemechek is going to win stage number 2, as now for us, we're going to have to come into the pits. We'll get 17th here. And we're going to come in, and you see, sure enough, everybody in the top 16 there is coming in. So we're going to pit. Unfortunately, though, this will send us to the back. We're going to take 4 tires. We're going to fill it up with fuel. And now it's just a hard charge in this third and final stage to the end here now. And I'm excited for this one because although we're starting in the back, we know we're going to have a slow restart. I still have confidence. We've kind of checked all the boxes of what I need to go up there and make things happen. And here we go. Now, stage 3 underway from this Daytona 500. The sun has set. The lights are on, and we know we have to survive this first lap right here because with 18 laps to go in this Daytona 500, we are going to have a slow restart. So we just need to hang on to the draft at all costs, because if we lose the draft, it's going to be really, really hard from that point on, because the AI will get away from us, and most of the time when the AI are not near you, they won't crash. So if we lose the draft, we'll probably stay green for the rest of this race. And look how far back we are already heading down this back straightaway, but fortunately it seems to be evening out a little bit. They're still kind of getting away. You see the name tag on Daniel Suarez disappear, but into turn 3 right here, this is where I'm expecting things to shift back towards us. And sure enough, by the time we came out of turn 2, the next time around, we had gotten right up to the back of these guys. So we're back to Suarez. Ryan Blaney back here as well, still searching for his first Daytona 500 win as we head down the back straightaway into turn number 3. The 21 of Josh Berry is going to drop down in front of us now as we'll settle in behind him through the middle of 3 and off of turn 4 is now coming to lap 35. We're going to go helmet cam here on board as Fox reached out this weekend actually to our team to actually do the helmet cam for them. So we are, of course, supplying that for Fox Sports this weekend as we head through 1 and 2 now, and you can really get a difference for the feel of the vibes when you're in the cockpit here in NASCAR 25. And we're gonna actually, I'm thinking about jumping up to this middle lane right here, and I'm gonna do exactly that now. Between the 78 and the 21, get to the back of the 43 of Eric Jones. He won Atlanta last season, the second race of the season. Could he maybe repeat this season or even go out and win the Daytona 500 as we continue now following him as we come to the end of lap 35? Still 3 wide in the middle now. Host of art to my left, Kyle Busch in front of us side by side with his Richard Childress teammate of Austin Dillon as we head now to the back straightaway, continuing to move our way forward. I know we don't have time to waste. We gotta go. We gotta make up the track position, and we gotta make it up right now as we head into turn number 3, sticking to this outside lane. Only 15 laps to go here from Daytona, and they are racing hard up there in the front of this pack. William Byron currently leads the Daytona 500 as we head down through this tri-oval again now, and this 21 of Josh Berry going to give us a nice push from behind, and now the 41 and the 11, they move up in front of us as we head down towards turn number 1, continuing to make this outside lane work. And I was pretty happy with this third lane. I don't think we can win the race on the bottom as we got the 60 of Ryan Preece actually coming into the pits here. We are going to see a little bit of differing pit strategy because there was the drivers that pitted just before the end of stage 2. They're going to have to pit a little bit earlier than the drivers that like me, and there are others that stretch it to the end of the stage. Of course, we all have just a little bit more feel in our cars. Inside. And as we are now approaching just lap 40 at this point, we're coming up on, can you believe, 11 laps to go already in this Daytona 500. We've gone to the middle, shooting through the gap there between Chastain and SVG. Very, very briefly, we were 4 wide when Zane Smith stuck his nose to the inside of the 1, but look at this, into the top 10. And now as we would hold the second lane, jumping up to a third lane now as we head down the back straightaway, we are in conversation now for running up front in this Daytona 500. We have yet to put this number 15 Junior Motorsports Chevrolet out front, but I know when we get a Dale Earnhardt Jr. car in the Cup Series to the front of the field, the crowd is going to roar, and it might be time for that to happen as we head down this front straightaway. And we got Gilliland coming up behind us, more cars coming into the pits. Chase Elliott leads, the defending champion out in front, crash behind. It's the 34 of Todd Gilliland, and the crowd's going to have to wait for the lead because the caution's going to fly and forcing all of us into the pit lane. The drivers that have already come in the pits, like the 60 of Priest and the guys that are in the pit lane right now, I believe they're all going to be able to stay out here as we're going to take a can and a half of fuel and 2 right side tires. Oh, it's just Smith and Priest that stay out. So Chastain and all those guys that were in the pit lane still had to complete their pit stops. So their races are going to be negatively affected because they're going to be all the way in the back. So as we return to green flag racing, it's 7 laps to go, and you got Zane Smith leading the Daytona 500. But look all around us. We've got a lot of options for an underdog winner. Zane Smith, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Ty Dillon as well, as now Tyler Reddick gets to my inside here. Chase Elliott there just in front of us trying to suck up to the back of the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet number 9 for Hendrick Motorsports. As we head down this back straightaway now, we'll have help from the number 7 Gainbridge Chevrolet of Justin Haley. Josh Berry trying to show the nose right there, thinks better of it. Elliott now kind of looking like he wants to get around that 60. We are just not getting the help right now, and that's completely killing the outside line, unfortunately, as Bubba Wallace and Tyler Reddick, the two 2311 teammates, going to jump up here now, and they kind of split now, but then they would eventually go back down to the middle, and we're going to stay in line here. 3rd lane on the top with the number 9 of Chase Elliott with 6 laps to go here in the Daytona 500. To the lead goes the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., your 2023 winner of this race. 2024 went to William Byron. 25 went to the 22 of Joey Logano in the career mode lore. And who's going to become a 2026 Daytona 500 champion? It's Ryan Priest now out in front. It's Ty Dillon with help from the 60 of Priest, but now Priest jumps to the inside, trying to get to the left rear of the 10. Now Dillon jumps down in front, and myself and Elliott. Elliott's very indecisive right now, and I'm going to stick to this 3rd lane. Here we go. This is the moment we've been waiting for. Junior Motorsports on debut for a full-time ride is now leading the Daytona 500. The crowd roars as we pass by in the target colors and the iconic number 15 on the side as we head into turn 1, leading now with 5 laps to go with Haley behind. Who's going to get here to the checkered flag in Daytona now as we head down this back straightaway? Look at the gap that we open up to the cars behind. That is not at all what you want to do, because I know everybody behind us is going to be coming up with a head of steam. And as we come to lap 47 now through the center of 1 and 2 with help from the 45 and the 23, here comes Chase Elliott, another driver still seeking his first Daytona 500 victory, and Haley is disconnected from my bumper. He's just now coming up to us, gives us a shot to the bumper, disconnects again. Elliott and Reddick get disconnected, but Elliott has the momentum into turn 3. He's going to clear us. Is he going to jump down? Oh, it's close. I'm going to cut him a bit of a break there. He is a Hendrick kind of teammate basically of mine now, and I'm going to be a little bit nice. I could have squeezed that, but it would have been tight. But Elliott does not jump down, and we're going to send it now through the inside lane. 3 wide for the lead. 3 laps to go. Tyler Reddick leads at the line, and the number 45 trying to repeat IRL with winning the 2026 Daytona 500. He's got his teammate Bubba Wallace with him, and we have completely lost help into turn number 1. Haley jumps up. Dillon's up there. Elliott's in the middle, which kind of helps me because it stalls out the momentum of everybody. Reddick all on his own, and now Bubba Wallace to the lead with help from the 24 of William Byron. I still have 0 help right now. I can't jump up to the outside lane here. William Byron getting into position as well. Haley up there now. Finally, we get some help with the 45 jumping down, so the bleeding stops, and we got a chance again. Now Elliott trying to go through the middle. He's going to pull up to the back of the 24, and we're coming to just 2 laps to go in this Daytona 500. Stenhouse gives us a shot to the back, but we can't really make anything happen there as Reddick is stuck in behind the 24 and the 23. 2 laps to go in Daytona. The middle lane's open. We're going for it. I said earlier, I don't think you can win this race on the bottom lane, so we're going to the middle. Larson's back into the conversation. 3 by 3 by 3, 3 or 4 rows deep here in Daytona with 2 laps to go. The inside is dying. Wallace, Byron, Reddick have nothing on the bottom, and now the middle and the outside prevail as we head halfway down the back straightaway. Will we get back to the white flag? Will we see a caution come out beforehand? The urgency, the intensity, higher than it's been all race long. We clear the 23, and it becomes 2 prominent lanes, and the inside lane's the one moving as we go through 3 off turn 4. Chase Elliott leading with a run coming from Haley to his outside. 1 lap to go. The white flag is out, and we make it back. 1 to go officially in Daytona. Who's it going to be? Elliott, Haley, or someone else now as we are glued to the back of the 60? We are going to need something to happen. We're going to need the outside lane to open up here off of turn 2 if we want to have a chance to win, because to the lead goes the 2nd lane. Justin Haley out in front. We jump up into the 2nd lane as well now, and Haley's going to jump down to the inside. Elliott's got nothing. He's hung out as we head down the back straightaway, and with half a lap to go, it's going to be Ty Dillon to the lead with the 19 of Briscoe. I've got Wallace behind myself. I know he's going to be a good pusher. So off of turn 4, I'm timing my move. Can we make a move to get a shot to go past the 10 of Ty Dillon? Here we go for the lunge. Here comes the 23 of Wallace. It's going to be close. It's going to be a drag race for the 2026 Daytona 500 to the line. Ty Dillon wins it by thousandths of a second. Are you kidding me? We end up runner-up in P2 by 4 1,000ths of a second. What a finish. What a push from the 23. And we just nearly won the Daytona 500 on debut for Junior Motorsports. And it unfortunately just wasn't quite meant to be. What a race, what a finish, and what a start to the new era of NASCAR with the chase format. Ty Dillon wins. He will be out in front in the standings, but of course, he's not locked into any postseason. What a race. I can't wait to go to Atlanta, and I will see you guys then. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.
I'm stuck in my head, need an exit.